have Derrick McDowell. For those of you that don't know this wonderful gentleman.
Derrick is doing what?
Derrick, what are you up to these days?
Yeah, I have to check my calendar to know what I'm doing oftentimes with my wife, who automatically becomes my assistant in anything that I'm doing.
Or in charge.
Yeah, absolutely.
Lots of busy days for you.
If I had to run it down, though, I mean, running the Youngstown Flea still, remediating our business building downtown to the tune of $2.7 million, and
also
running for mayor as an independent candidate for the city of Youngstown. So I'm a little busy.
It's a challenge, though, being an independent candidate, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Is that better? Or
in a number of ways, both. You know, you don't have a party behind you throwing you a party. You know what I mean? You've got to do a lot of the legwork yourself to ensure that your campaign gets off the ground. A lot of the tools out there built for political candidates are for party candidates. You don't see a lot of independent tools out there that give you data. And so, you know, for a first-time candidate like myself, running as an independent, especially in a community that's heavily Democratic, you see some leaning now towards Republican-based. I'm wedged right in the middle, and sometimes it makes it where people can't figure me out. But all you have to do is go by what I'm telling you. I'm an independent, you know?
Yeah. You are an independent, and that means your thought process, I feel like, takes into consideration everybody at the table.
Absolutely.
And that is the definition that I feel like so many people are missing. Independent means that you're paying attention to everyone.
Yeah, I've gone to Republican events that I've been invited to. I sit, I listen, and I leave with more information than I came with. I've been to Democratic events. I believe, you know, Dr. Amy Acton was at Westside Bowl. Tim Walz was at the Dior. I went to those events. So folks will try to peg you as one or the other. I'm an independent in disguise is what I've been accused of. But for me, it is just as you said, I'm an information gatherer so that we can be solutions oriented in the problems that we've had plaguing our city for so long.
And there are lots of reasons why I think the world has, you know, brought you to this moment, at least from our opinion. We've watched you grow. We've watched you, revitalize. We've watched you consider careful decisions along the way, right, Michael? I mean, this is not something that, has been blind to us, but I do feel like maybe we have like a different perspective because we have had so many different types of things that we've gone through in downtown Youngstown as people who have been here for many years too.
That's true. Are there things, I know there are things you want to change. Every mayoral candidate would say that. Are there things we do pretty well in Youngstown that you would like to build on a little bit?
Yeah, one of the questions I was asked in a committee I sit on was, what are the strengths and what are our weaknesses? And I would say our strengths can be our weaknesses as well. We have a deep pride that I love in our community. My parents are graduates of South High. The Warriors have a huge pride. The North Bulldogs, the East Golden Bears. We do, Panthers at one point, go back to the Golden Bears. And so we have a pride that I think we do really well at that will propel us towards the future that we're looking for. But that pride can get into an unhealthy space as well because we cling to things. We hold on to something that we believe will last forever and it won't. And so we do fight well here, but that can get off into a space too that we're known for our athletic prowess. We're boxers, we're fighters, we're, people that don't give up. Our resilience, our grit, those are all things that we do well. But when we turn that against ourselves, that becomes the negative, unhealthy spectrum. And so we have to use those things that we're really well known for to our benefit, not to to our detriment.
We have a lot of friends that work in the downtown area. And downtowns are different than the surrounding areas. How important is a vibrant downtown to you?
To me, we have to look at all the way back to the 2010 plan and see that downtown was identified as a neighborhood amongst all the other neighborhoods. And so when we see it as this separate entity, we treat it as such, that folks are saying, well, I think there's been too much investment in the downtown, they don't deserve any more. And what we're saying to ourselves is that the core of our city, we're willing to allow it to rot. What we need is a healthy, vibrant downtown that not only is vested in asking the community and other neighborhoods to come down and support it, but we also need a downtown that knows that it needs to go out and support the surrounding neighborhoods as well. And so we have to create this symbiotic relationship between our downtown and the rest of our neighborhoods. So you don't cut off your nose to spite your face. You don't say, hey, downtown's had enough. What residents are saying is they feel it's an unequal balance of an investment into our downtown. So we got to be careful we don't get into a space where we're wishing the demise of our downtown, but that we're asking for a fair and equal balanced look at all of our neighborhoods, and the downtown is a neighborhood too.
I think I don't want to go back to something that was extremely hard for our personal team here at Valley Spotlight and Bliss 360 to get through what happened at Realty Tower. That day, and what happened to our local businesses and our good friends, it has had a compounding impact on our personal future. So when I say this, I say it because it's my life. I say it's our life, it's our existence. When I saw you through that, those were the moments where I think that this community really came together and is on the other end of it, and your face was something that really gave people a lot of hope, myself included. So I want to say that, and this is my chance to do it.
Well,
so thank you for everything you've done, and you stepping up to the plate in so many ways and being so kind to every party and every opinion involved, and that you deserve a lot of credit.
Thank you. And here's something that folks may not know. You may see me public facing, but the private conversations, I had to have a conversation with my wife, because at one point there was a consideration of allowing Realty Tower residents back into the building to gain access just to get a few of their essential items. And one of the council members reached out and said, hey, would you be willing to assist folks, because you're trying to traverse several floors. Some people, there are a lot of floors. And so I said I'm more than willing to do that. And I have two sons who are built bigger than me. I'm 6'3", my son's 6'3", 6'4". I had to have a conversation with my wife and say to her that, honey, I'm your husband, I'm their father, and I know what I'm about to ask you. I know the weight of what I'm about to ask you as a dad, is that you allow our two sons to come and help me, because our city is in a moment of tragedy that needs every helping hand it can get. And if you can imagine the weight of a father, a husband asking his wife to say, please, I know what I'm asking of you, to put our sons in harm's way, but how many folks need us right here in this moment? And those are moments that some folks may never notice or have to deal with, because they see public-facing Derrick oftentimes, and I'm the screenshot on a social media post or the front page of a paper. But there are difficult conversations that have to be had well before those moments occur. And my wife agreed. She said, I trust you. And so my sons, I looked at them and had to have that same conversation. Your dad knows what he's asking of you. Are you willing? And they said, yeah, Dad, we'll do it. And so
Whoever you choose, you want someone that puts the city first.
Yeah, you really do, and you have done that. And then that conversation happens again when you decide to run for mayor, with the laundry list of skills and education and all of the experience that you bring to the table.
Thank you for having me.
We are